Hello, Monday again. On the Real DVD Watchers. This time, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm trying to keep my reviews short recently, just because I think long ones can get boring. But I'm going to do a long one. I don't care, and I know this video isn't going to be very popular, but I'm going to do it anyways because I want to, because I just want to talk about this. So yeah, sorry, my review is going to be on the animated TV series Justice League Unlimited. To get right into it, for those who don't know, this is sort of like a spin-off slash continuation of the original series, Justice League. Here I have season 2, which in turn was a kind of spin-off of Superman and Batman, and I guess Batman Beyond in a way. Justice League Unlimited took the Justice League series, which focused around the 7 members, obviously. And as you might be able to tell on the cover, it expanded on it. Sorry. It pretty much introduced every superhero in the DC universe and made them a part of the Justice League. And it was like each episode would sort of focus on a different, because it would be like teams, different teams from the Justice League go down to Earth from their space station and save the world, etc. It would focus on a different group generally, not always involving the original 7 members. Sometimes it would just focus on Green Lantern, Supergirl, and a couple other people. This is season 1 of Justice League Unlimited. Well, actually, technically it's season 1 and 2, but they released it as just season 1 for some reason. Yeah, it's a fantastic series, and the one thing that really got me about Justice League Unlimited was it had a season arc. Cartoons don't do that. Batman, that never did it. It maybe had like 2-part episodes, but never a season arc, continuing season storyline. Season arc essentially grew off of a 2-part episode of Justice League Original, where they went to a parallel universe where the Justice Leagues, known in that universe as Justice Lords, the Flash had died in their universe, and basically that sort of sent them, they became kind of like I don't know, like they were just cleaning up the streets, and almost like people were afraid of them, these Justice League, and they wouldn't allow anything kind of, it was just, they were gone a bit mad, a bit crazy, and they changed their outfits and stuff. It was kind of cool, and that was a really great 2-part episode. And then, but in that one, at the beginning of the episode, Superman, you find out that before they did all this, Superman was fighting Lex Luthor, and Lex Luthor had become president, and Lex Luthor was like, fine, take me to jail, you just know I'm going to escape again. And he was like, yeah, I do. And then he killed him, and you don't see it on screen, but you see their eyes go, and then you hear the and he dies. And that's essentially what this season became. Was they found a tape of it, and they the government, and set up a whole thing called Cadmus, that was essentially to protect the world from the world's greatest threat, superheroes. It was a fantastic season arc, and it spanned over the first 2 seasons, first 26 episodes of Justice League Unlimited, and essentially the end, the last 4 episodes, 4-part episode, Question of Authority, Flashpoint, Panic in the Sky, divided with 4. Essentially, yeah, it came to this big, great finale, where, if I remember correctly, Lex Luthor, I can't remember what happened exactly, but Cadmus, it was a great season. I really need to watch the show again, it was awesome. And then season 2 had a kind of separate story arc after Cadmus had shut down. I can't remember what the season arc was. It was like Lex trying to get back at Brainiac, get Brainiac back. This show, it was just so fantastic because it felt like almost like a mythology, and it had some really great character introductions. For one, the Question. He was voiced by Jeffrey Combs, obviously from the Reanimator, the Frighteners, He was perfect for this. He was like a kind of crazy-ish superhero who thought everything was a conspiracy. and he had like no face, or it's like he wore a mask that made it look like he had no face, and he wore like this coat and hat. He was amazing. And he actually tried to kill Lex Luthor at the end of the season to stop the events from a parallel universe happening in their universe, stopping the chain reaction, so to speak. It was quite a dark cartoon. I mean, when I say dark, I mean for a cartoon. And it's, you know, you have to put yourself in that frame of mind, like, sort of just accept certain things in that universe. Like, everybody's smashing through buildings, but what happens to them? Surely the government will get kind of pissed off. And sometimes it would focus around other characters, and it was great because you get to finally see, actually no, that's, we get to finally see characters from the previous series, like Supergirl, who was in the Superman series, in that universe. And it just had some really great episodes, really great stories. Batman, motherfucking badass. The last 2 episodes of the series, I think it does close things off in a certain way, but it leaves it open almost. But unfortunately the show was cancelled. This is season 2 or 3 or whatever, which is a real shame. The show was cancelled in its prime. Really fantastic show. One of my favourite cartoons. And I don't know what to say about it, other than it just amazed me that it had a continuing story. It felt like, because I love a good continuing story, if you know me, that's why I can't get into shows like House or CSI or NCIS or there's no story hook for me, there's no sort of emotional hook. There's nothing to get invested in, essentially, and I like getting invested in TV shows. I know that sounds odd. You know, people like to chill out, relax in front of CSI after a hard day's work, you know, fine. But I just can't get into them. And that's, for some reason, I don't mind it with cartoons so much. But this one, these 3 seasons of Justice League Unlimited are my particular favourites. Because there's that hook, there's that emotional drive, almost. And there's some motherfucking badass episodes. There's one in season 3 that's really awesome. It's like where there's this fighting ring, this like kind of Fight Club-esque place. This woman would get superheroes, superpowered people, I guess supervillains, to fight, but then that went bust, and she got I think she brought in superheroes, made mind control stuff, and that went bust. And then she re-brought it back, only using mind control on super women. I can't remember what it's called. Is it Dead Reckoning? I'm not sure. Anyways, it's great because it's like bitch fight between Wonder Woman, you know, Hawk Girl, and someone else I can't remember. And then there's actually 2 episodes in here that I'm not too fond of, about like called Ancient History and something else. Shadow of the Hawk, and they're like to do with Egyptian and how someone's related to Egyptian someone. It's just a bit meh. Favourite episodes probably include oh man, Hawk and Dove. I've seen that one so many times. Yeah. This Little Piggy, where Wonder Woman gets turned into a pig, similar to the season 2 Buffy episode where she gets turned into a rat. The Return, that was awesome. Once and Future Thing parts 1 and 2. Initiation, The Ties That Bind, if I remember, that was very good. Double Date, I think that was good. Anything that had Huntress in it was really great. Question, Authority, Flashpoint, Panic at the Sky Divided before. Epilogue, which closed off the Batman Beyond storyline, which was left open after the show was cancelled. I think that's all I can say on Justice League Unlimited. That's all I should say. It's 11 minutes. It's a really great cartoon. If you like superheroes, if you like continuing stories, which I think has been my main sort of thrust of the review, please check it out. I'm sorry for those who wanted me to review a film this week, or one of my those 5 people who like to comment. But this is this. See you on the next review week. Whatever. Peace.